The Garden of Healing, a story of a medical student's journey. For 3 years, Zoya's world was a fortress of textbooks and highlighters. Every morning began with the same prayer, and every night ended with the same dream. A white coat and the prestigious letters, MBBS, following her name. She was a soldier of science, marching toward a single, narrow goal. Then came the third final attempt, no. The computer screen flickered with the final results, a cold digital wall that blocked her path. The silence in the room was heavy. Zoya felt as though she was standing on the edge of a map where the world simply ended. Her dream had been a straight line, and now, that line was broken. With a heart like lead, Zoya accepted a seat in BUMS, Bachelor of Unani Medicine and Surgery. On her first day at the ancient-looking college, she felt like a ghost haunting someone else's life. "This isn't real medicine," she whispered to herself, looking at the stone arches and the smell of dried herbs that hung in the air. In the lecture halls, she heard terms that felt alien: arcane, elements, massage, temperament, and accolade, humors. While her friends posted photos of stethoscopes and sterile hospitals, Zoya stared at diagrams of the human body that looked more like maps of the stars. She felt left behind, a traveler lost in an outdated world. One afternoon, Zoya met Hakim, a senior professor with eyes that seemed to hold 100 years of secrets. He didn't carry a tablet or a digital scanner. Instead, he held an old, leather-bound manuscript. "You are looking for the machine, Zoya," he said gently, "but here, we study the garden. A human is not a car to be fixed. They are a landscape to be balanced." Hakim took her to the college's apothecary, a room filled with thousands of glass jars. He picked up a handful of dried rose petals. "Medicine is everywhere, if you know how to listen," he explained. He showed her how the scent of sandalwood could calm a racing heart, and how black seed held the strength of a winter sun. Zoya began to spend her afternoons in the medicinal garden. She realized that Unani wasn't just about curing a symptom. It was about understanding the soul's harmony with nature. She touched the leaves of the neem tree and realized that the earth had been providing the answers long before the first laboratory was ever built. Her first patient was an elderly woman named Mrs. Faruqi, who suffered from a persistent, weary cough that modern pills hadn't eased. Zoya didn't just check her throat. She asked about her sleep, her diet, and the sorrows she kept in her chest. She prescribed a syrup of hyssop and honey, and a tea made of ginger and cinnamon. A week later, Mrs. Faruqi returned, her eyes bright and her voice clear. She took Zoya's hands in hers and thanked her, not just for the medicine, but for the balance she felt returning to her life. In that moment, the weight Zoya had carried for 3 years finally lifted. The MBBS she had lost didn't matter as much as the healing she had found. Zoya stood in the courtyard of her college, the sun warming her face. She realized that her 3 failures weren't walls, but doors. She was no longer a soldier of a single path, but a Hakim, a seeker of wisdom. Her journey hadn't led her to the prestigious hospital she once imagined, but it had led her exactly where she was meant to be. From that day forward, Zoya understood that true healing bloomed not from a single path, but where knowledge of the body met the wisdom of the earth. In every potted herb, in every patient's story, she found the garden, a landscape where balance was not just restored, but cultivated. For the most valuable degree is not the one written on paper, but the one written in the hearts of those you help, and the harmony you create within the world. The moral of the story is, accept the present moment and go towards future, leaving past pain behind. The end. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for upcoming videos.